Thank you very much, Mark. There really was only one place to be today, and that's Monnaie de Paris. I will start in English, and I will continue in English. Good morning. Today is a very proud day for me. Not only did I get to strike the first DDay Fairmined Gold coin, which I really didn't expect, but also it's a real honour to be standing here with you in the world's oldest mint to commemorate one of the defining moments of the modern age. On behalf of the Samlerhuset Group, I would like to publicly thank our friends at Monnaie de Paris, in particular Mark, Olivier, Rodolphe, Julien, Marie, and Joaquin, for helping us to develop the important partnership that exists and continues to grow between our organizations. Also, thank you very much for their support in making today's unique project happen. There are two things you can do with history. You can forget it, or you can choose to remember it. A wise man once said that those who do not learn the lessons of the past are condemned to repeat them. Some lessons are too important to be forgotten, and DDay is one of those. And I'm extremely proud to lead a company that puts history in the hands of its customers. What we do helps to make sure that events like these continue to be commemorated. Events like DDay are the moments that really matter. Indeed, such events are the basis of the shared human experiences that define and shape us as people. What we are doing here today will help to ensure that the incredible story of the Normandy landings will continue to be remembered and shared by generations to come. 75 years ago, on this very day, the largest seaborne invasion in history took place on the beaches of Normandy. A huge armada of over 150,000 soldiers came to France, not as invaders, but as liberators, and their arrival marked a turning point in World War II. After months of careful planning, the landings, officially named Operation Overlord, set the Allies firmly on the road to victory. 11 months later, Germany surrendered. We are fortunate to live in a Europe that is free, open, and inclusive to all. But on the morning of June 6, 1944, that future was far from guaranteed. The coin struck here today pays tribute to the skill, the courage, and the determination of people from many nations who fought side by side in Normandy to give us freedom and a better future. And speaking of a better future, it is very appropriate that this DDay coin has been struck in Fairmined Gold, which secures a better future for mining communities around the world. Mark, in his speech, mentioned how proud he was to be able to strike this coin in Fairmined Gold. And I would like to compliment the Monnaie de Paris for its leadership in the coin industry when it comes to responsible sourcing of gold. The gold in the DDay coin comes from a small artisanal mine in South America, with gold certified according to the Fairmined standard. Almost 90% of the world's gold, coming from all the mines in the world, is extracted by large professional mining companies. However, around 10% comes from small-scale mines in third world countries. These mines are often operating with terrible conditions, including child labour and forced labour, and the money they earn can also be used to support terrorism or armed conflicts. Such mines often pay little attention to health and safety standards, and they allow mercury to contaminate the local environment, destroying agricultural landscapes. 80% of the mercury in the world's seas comes from poorly run artisanal mines such as these, and forms a serious threat to polar bears and other marine animals. Some years ago, the United Nations and 4 companies representing industries that consume gold, namely Microsoft, Chopard, Kering, and Samlerhuset, helped to finance an initiative called Fairmined, previously part of Fair Trade. Fairmined is set up to help small-scale artisanal mines to change their operations and become clean mines. These large companies are committed to paying more for the gold, against the commitment from the mines to undertake a training, investment, and certification program to comply with minimum standards for workers' rights, as well as health and environmental standards. As a direct result, thousands of miners have experienced vastly improved working conditions. 3 iconic items in the world are now made from Fairmined Gold. These are the Nobel Peace Prize medal, the Palme d'Or for the Cannes Film Festival, and now the gold coins from the world's oldest and most prestigious mint, Monnaie de Paris. Samlerhuset is very proud to be a partner of a mint, that takes social responsibility seriously and sets an example for the entire coin industry. Together, we have changed people's lives for the better, and that is very important to me, as I'm sure it is to all of you. I'm also very happy to see that collectors embrace the initiative. When France issued the very first world's Fairmined Gold coin for the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I last year, it was sold out on the day of issue. 75 years ago today, in a secret attic room overlooking the streets of occupied Amsterdam, a 14-year-old Jewish girl, hiding with her family, was listening to the radio. Anne Frank heard the BBC report from London that the Normandy landings were underway, and she dared to dream. In her diary entry for that day, around 300 miles from where we are standing now, Anne wrote, "This is the day. The invasion has begun. Is this really the beginning of the long-awaited liberation, which still seems too good and too much of a fairy tale ever to come true? Will this year, 1944, bring us victory? We don't know yet, but where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and it makes us strong again." Tragically, Anne Frank never lived to see the victory, but it is a testament to the importance of DDay to know that hearing the news gave her hope, filled her with fresh courage, and made her feel strong again. With her eloquent words, Anne expressed what the rest of Europe was feeling that morning. A new dawn was breaking, hope was rising, and people could dream about victory at last. This was indeed the day. Today, many world leaders and representatives of foreign powers will arrive in northern France to pay their respects to the men and women who made this victory possible. They will be joined by some of the heroes of the D-Day landings, the men who were there. These brave souls will be making their way to the beaches of Normandy to remember their friends who never made it home. The veterans of D-Day are all in their 90s now, and their number diminishes with every passing year. One of the main reasons I am so passionate about the work that we do is because it helps to keep their stories alive. It is a privilege for me to see their courage immortalized in pure 24-carat Fairmined Gold, so that people never forget their sacrifice and what they accomplished. A gold coin that tells us an important story is as timeless as a piece of precious jewellery. It is also beautifully designed, expertly crafted, and produced with great precision and accuracy. But unlike jewellery, it carries a story from the past into the present, and then on into the future, where it will be valued and appreciated by those who come after us. The coins issued today will be taking a journey to Normandy, to follow in the hallowed footsteps of those who came before us 75 years ago to liberate Europe. When in Normandy, the coins will be taken to the famous Pegasus Bridge, where brave men descended quietly in gliders to take the enemy by surprise and stop them from blowing up this vital crossing over the Orne River. On this very important anniversary, we commemorate D-Day with a sense of great pride and admiration at the bravery of those who landed in Normandy and fought to give us a better world. We do so in the hope that we too will learn the lessons of history. D-Day showed us that we are stronger when we work together to overthrow the forces of tyranny and oppression. It shows us that freedom and liberty are ideals worth fighting for, and which must never be taken for granted by this or any future generation. This new coin honours those who fought side by side to defend these values. The odds were stacked against them, the fighting was intense, and the cost of human life was high. But they persevered because they knew it was the right thing to do. So it is my honour to stand with you today and remember them by way of this very precious coin, issued in a special partnership between the Samlerhuset Group and Monnaie de Paris. Thank you very much.